everyone to the June 10th council meeting. Sorry for the delay. We had some issues in the back room which we had to plow through. Before we start a meeting, let's have a moment of silence, please. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Steve is sitting in as our borough manager until such time as we make all of our necessary personnel changes in light of Chief Harbin's pending retirement. Steve, I'm going to get used to saying that. Steve, roll call, please.
Yes, sir. Councilperson Covey? Councilperson Demko?
Here.
Councilperson Sarsfield?
Here.
Councilperson Varys?
Here.
Councilperson Katina?
Here.
Council President DeLoss?
Here.
Mayor Kavistik?
Here.
All are present.
Thank you. At this time, each of you have an agenda which were on the table as you came in. There are a number of listed motions on this agenda. If you have any comments that you would like to make regarding any of the motions that are on the table tonight, this is your opportunity to do so. If you'd like to do so, please step up to the podium. There being no comments, we'll get started. Councilman Katina, please, the administration and finance motions.
Thank you, Mr. President. Motion to approve the minutes from the council meeting on May 6, 2013.
Second. Comments? Roll call vote, please.
Councilperson Varys?
Yes.
Councilperson Demko?
Yes.
Councilperson Sarsfield?
Yes.
Councilperson Covey?
Yes.
Councilperson Katina?
Yes.
Council President DeLoss?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Motion to approve the minutes from the council meeting on May 13, 2013.
Second. Comments? Roll call vote.
Councilperson Sarsfield?
Yes.
Councilperson Demko?
Yes.
Councilperson Varys?
Yes.
Councilperson Covey?
Yes.
Councilperson Katina?
Yes.
Council President DeLoss?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Motion to approve the June bill list and bill list addendum.
Second. Comments?
I want to comment, the last meeting, or since January to the last meeting, I was voting no on the mortgage payment for the fire department on the land and the building. It looked like through their efforts to get back with us with their attorney to try to get this ordinance finished, we changed our vote for last meeting to yes to pay their mortgages. Nothing's happened during that period of time like they promised us, so I'm going back to no. I vote no.
Any other comments? Any other comments on the bill list in general or the addendum? A roll call vote, please.
Councilperson Katina?
Yes.
Councilperson Covey?
Yes.
Councilperson Demko?
Yes.
Councilperson Sarsfield?
Yes.
Councilperson Varys?
No.
Council President DeLoss?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Motion to adopt Borough Ordinance Number 2381, an ordinance of the Borough of Carnegie levying and assessing real estate taxes for general and specific purposes for the year at 2013 at 5.37 mils.
Second. Comments?
Should be noted, Mr. President, that this is the revenue neutral number based upon the 2012 numbers.
And this is not the actual millage rate that's used to determine the property tax levies.
No, do you want an explanation out there? Why there has to be two votes?
Yeah, everybody knows that there was a 2012 reassessment that took effect in 2013. The setting of the millage was set to occur by Judge Weddick's order by June 15, 2013. Under the state law, in a year following a reassessment, the law is set up to take away the ability for the municipalities, all municipalities and all school districts to have hidden tax increases. So you're allowed to go to a certain percent over. Borough of Carnegie has petitioned the court to go over 105% of its 2012 collected value to make sure that everybody knows, however, that the municipalities don't have the ability to take care of the hidden tax increase. The state has required that there be 2 votes for the millage. The first vote be to 100% of what was collected in 2012. And then if you go above what was collected in 2012, then you can take a second vote, and that's what is going to happen here.
So the first number is the revenue neutral number, which would be the equivalent amount of what was collected in 2012 by December 31st of last year. So it wouldn't take into account late incoming taxes. Are there any comments on this 5.37 number for motion D? Then let's have a roll call vote, please.
Councilperson Demko,
Yes.
Councilperson Sarsfield,
Yes.
Councilperson Covey,
Yes.
Councilperson Katina,
Yes.
Councilperson Barris,
Yes.
Council President DeLusk.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Motion to adopt Borough Ordinance number 2382, an ordinance of the Borough of Carnegie levying and assessing real estate taxes for general and specific purposes for the year 2013 at 6.23 mils.
Second.
Mr. Solicitor, explain the 2.3 number.
The 6.23 mils was arrived at 5.37 mils, was 105%, was $1,994,000 rounded. That comes out to an actual dollar figure. It was collected last year. To get to 6.23 mils, what was done was you went above, the borough set a budget amount. It's $2.1 million. From there, they calculated in the fact that the historic collection has been 91%. So when you base 91% on the increase in number, you had to add the 9% that you lost onto the number, and the fact that 81% of the people that pay tax take a 2% discount. That's factored into this too. So when you factor all of that together, you come out with 6.23 mils to get to the budget, to ensure that the borough has the adequate amount of money, revenue from the real estate tax levy to operate.
Thank you. Other comments regarding the 6.23 mils number? Yes, Solicitor just mentioned that the current rate, as everyone should know, is 7.2. 7.2 is your millage rate right now. So this is a reduction of approximately 1 mil in your tax rate. Now, of course, most people's property taxes assessment has gone up. Their property assessment has gone up, and so this reduction will, to some degree, make up for that. Depending, of course, if your property assessment went up dramatically or not very much. If there's no other comments, we'll take a roll call vote, please.
Councilperson Barris,
Yes.
Councilperson Sarsfield,
Yes.
Councilperson Covey,
Yes.
Councilperson Demko,
Yes.
Councilperson Katina,
Yes.
Council President DeLusk.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Motion to approve a confidentiality agreement between the Borough of Carnegie and the Southwest Allegheny County Tax Collection District.
Second. This arises from a lawsuit between Greentree Borough and the Southwest Allegheny County Tax Collection District. The Southwest Allegheny County Tax Collection District was created last year to, between a number of municipalities, was created by the state to collect earned income tax on behalf of the municipalities. It was determined by the state that doing it that way was more efficient than each individual borough or township doing it themselves. Carnegie is a member of the Southwest Allegheny County Tax Collection District. Greentree Borough sued the district for access to individual records, private, well, not individual records, but documentation that was considered to be privileged. And an agreement worked out with Greentree Borough, the tax collection district, will make this privileged information available to the taxing entities, provided they sign this confidentiality agreement. So this is placed on the agenda for council to vote on.
Thank you, Mr. Solicitor. Any other comments? That being said, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Motion to appoint Stephen Buter to the position of interim borough manager.
Second.
Comments?
I think that this was the right decision to move Stephen Buter into this position. Steve's been a very effective, very diligent employee for us. I think he possesses what we look for, and that's customer friendly. I think that he's very energetic, and I think we're going to benefit tremendously from him, and I have the utmost confidence in him.
Any other comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Motion to appoint Stephen Buter as the open records right to know officer.
Second.
This is it's just a official position that the borough is required to have someone designated to receive such requests and to process them. Are there any comments regarding this? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Motion to appoint Carol Covey, Rick DeLoss, Sue Demko, and Mayor Jack Kubistik to the Carnegie Borough Carnegie Community Development Corporation Wayfinding Committee. Boy, that's a mouthful.
That's right. Second.
Comments? The purpose for this committee is that the borough will be jointly working on new signage, and because it is a partnership with the Community Development Corporation, we needed to have assigned members to a committee because that committee will be making decisions outside of this council, and we needed to define who would sit on that for voting purposes. If there's no other comments,
I just going to say, the new signage is basically, it'll encompass two main components. It'll be directional signs within our community, so you'll be able to find landmarks and important entities within our community. And then it also will be welcoming signs for people coming into the community. So it's basically a two component type sign issue.
any other comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Motion J, motion to advertise.
This motion is not on your papers, folks. There's a couple of motions we had to add in caucus, so there's a motion J and a K yet to be done.
A motion J to advertise a special meeting on 6/24 for the purpose of personnel and any other borough business coming before us.
Second.
I think everyone knows that we have, because of Chief Harbin's departure, his retirement, we have to make a couple of decisions here regarding the manager position and also the police chief position. So we have a couple of scheduled meetings. We have one also tomorrow night for interviewing the police chiefs, and we have this special meeting coming up on the 24th of the month as well. Are there any comments regarding this advertising of a special meeting on the 24th? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Motion to approve the terminal leave request for Chief Jeffrey C. Harbin beginning on June 29, 2013, with an effective retirement date of August 9, 2013.
Second.
On your agendas tonight, this is listed under 4B. We moved this up to administration because it is a personnel matter. It should be properly placed under administration, so it becomes motion 1K. Any comments regarding this motion to grant terminal leave to Chief Harbin?
Could our solicitor give us an explanation of that?
He's going to take terminal leave till August 9th. That's essentially, I mean, this is his vacation that he will be taking from June 29th. This is the chief's vacation that he's accumulated that he will be taking from June 29th till August 9th. At that point in time, he will have exhausted his vacation and he will, for all intents and purposes, well, he will effectively retire.
So terminal leave means vacation time?
That's what he's using, yes.
It's not what we discussed last Monday night?
No, he's not doing, that would have taken until November.
Okay.
Any other comments or questions regarding the terminal leave? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. I think that's all the motions under administration.
I'm still looking to try to find a couple more.
So we'll move on to code enforcement. Councilman Kobe.
Councilwoman Coe.
Councilman, did I say Councilman?
Yes. Thank you, Mr. President.
We should call her Mrs. President.
Okay. Motion to reject bids and authorize the borough engineer to re-advertise for bids to demolish the property located at 12 3rd Street, 102-C-335.
Second.
This property, Mr. Solicitor, is, which property are we talking about?
Pucci.
That is the Pucci's, 3rd Street, 12 3rd Street. Okay. Any comments or discussion on this?
Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong, there was just some specs that were incorrect and it needed to go back out. I mean, the property will be demolished, it's just that it had to go out for rebid, that's all.
To my understanding,
Yes.
There were some errors in the bid layer?
The engineer identified some errors in the bid package and redid it, and now wants to put it out and pay for it.
All right, so this building will be coming down inevitably.
Thank you.
Also, the engineers had made it perfectly clear that there will be no additional fees for any rebidding of this.
Correct.
Any other comments regarding this? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Public Works motion, Councilman Demko.
Motion to award contract A excavation of the 2013 sewer repair contract to Solai Construction in the amount of $381,165.
Second.
Any comments? Roll call vote, please.
Councilperson Demko,
Yes.
Councilperson Barris,
Yes.
Councilperson Sarsfield,
Yes.
Councilperson Covey,
Yes.
Councilperson Katina,
Yes.
Council President DeLoss.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Motion to award contract B, the lining of the 2013 sewer repair contract to State Pipe Services, Inc. in the amount of $142,025.
Second.
Comments? Roll call vote, please.
Councilperson Barris,
Yes.
Councilperson Katina,
Yes.
Councilperson Demko,
Yes.
Councilperson Sarsfield,
Yes.
Councilperson Covey,
Yes.
Council President Dawes.
Yes.
Motion passes.
And C was deleted because that would have taken us over our sewer budget, so we are taking that off.
That's correct. Our engineers have advised us that they're going to try to find some cost savings in the A and B parts of these contracts in order to get that work accomplished. But passing this as it is would push us over budget, so we're going to delete motion C.
Motion to approve payment to Jet Black Inc. for application number 1 for the preventative maintenance cleaning year 2 contract in the amount of $33,028.78.
Second.
Comments? Roll call vote, please.
Councilperson Sarsfield,
Yes.
Councilperson Katina,
Yes.
Councilperson Covey,
Yes.
Councilperson Barris,
Yes.
Councilperson Demko,
Yes.
Council President Dawes.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Public safety motion, not motions now, just motion. Councilman Sark.
Yes, I only have one motion. Mr. Katina stole my other one, but anyway, it's motion A. It's a motion to adopt Borough Ordinance 2385, an ordinance of the Borough of Carnegie, Allegheny County, Pennsylvania, amending Chapter 1, Part 6 of the Borough Code of Ordinances and recognizing the Carnegie Volunteer Fire Rescue Bureau as the official fire company of the Borough of Carnegie.
Second.
This is the motion that was tabled last month, pending meetings between the fire department attorney and the borough attorney. Those meetings have gotten hung up the last couple of weeks on some legal technicalities and are rescheduled now to resume on Thursday of this week. So council would have before it the option of simply voting this ordinance down, that is voting no, to not pass it, or to vote to table it again. I think both of those actions would have the same effect because the resulting ordinance is not going to be close enough to the one we advertised that we could just pass it. So it's going to need to be re-advertised however it comes out. So council would have the option to either table this again or to vote it down. Does Councilman Sarsfield have a recommendation on that?
I would recommend that we table it again and let the talks continue and see what they sort out, see how close it is, and if there's major changes, then yes, we would have to re-advertise it. If there's not major changes, we may not have to re-advertise.
Does anyone else have any other comments regarding this ordinance?
I need a motion for it to be tabled.
Actually, I think we already have a second to the motion that's already on the agenda. So someone need to make another motion to table it.
That's correct. The motion has been made, so someone would need to move to table.
I motion to table.
Second.
On the motion to table, vote yes or no. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion is tabled.
That's all the motions I have, Mr. President.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilman Burris, Community Development. No motions this evening.
Nothing.
Then we'll go into committee reports. Councilman Katina.
Thank you, Mr. President. So far this year, we've brought in about $2.2 million of revenue. Now that includes the $1 million TAN loan that we typically take. The TAN loan is a tax anticipation note that we typically borrow to get us through to at the point when we bill out real estate tax, which obviously is our big income maker. But we're running 2.2 on revenue and 1.9 on expense. And that's a little bit worse than we were last year at the same point in time. We actually had a larger cushion at this same point last year. So we do need to keep a close eye on our budget to make sure that we're not exceeding any expenditures. And just keep a real close eye on things. And the only concern concern, the only real concern that I have at this point in time is our workers' comp insurance. Our workers' comp insurance, we got hit with a large increase last year, and I'm afraid we're going to get hit with another increase this year. So that is especially concerning. So that's something we will need to keep a very, very close eye on this year, Mr. President. So that's all I have to report. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilman Kobe, anything in code
You
enforcement?
have no report this evening, Mr. President.
Thank you. Public Works?
No report.
Public Safety?
Yeah, all I have is a reminder to all of our residents and residents everywhere. Of course, June, children are out of school, so they're out in communities active, at all hours of the day. Please, be cautious, look for children running out, getting after balls, and just ask parents to be watchful over their children. The worst thing is any of our children getting hurt. And that's all I have for this month, Mr. President.
Thank you. Community Development, Councilman Beers?
I see Joanne Lechner's probably here to talk about the Carnegie crawl for this Friday. Okay, I'll let you do that. Then the old post office, which is now the medicine shop, is going to be open in about a week or 10 days.
Just the coffee shop part will be open.
Just a coffee shop.
It'll be a few more weeks until they can get the medicine shop moved.
22nd? Okay. And they're going to have a coffee shop in there along with the drugstore. And that's going to be a good addition to the business community down in that area. And I think they're going to hopefully do very well there. One other thing I wanted to bring up, I was reading the Post-Gazette this morning, and under local news on the front page, they have funds for local projects on way. This is casino money that's available through grants. There's $3 million available. And now we could apply for this, but we would be too late for this year, so that it might be considered for next year. But I'm going to give this to Steve, our new borough manager, and maybe you can fill out some paperwork to send us in so that we might see some money flowing into us for next year under this project. Because according to the article here, it does grow from year to year, so next year could be worth much more than $3 million. They right now have 25 communities that are applying for the $3 million, but you never know what you're going to get. If we get 15,000, 70,000, whatever the case might be, at least it's something that we get started with them. So I'll give this to you so you can make copies. That's all I have this evening.
Thank you. For my comments tonight, I just want to reiterate what's already been said this evening. We have some personnel changes in works. Police Chief Harbin is retiring. He will be leaving at the end of the month. His last working day here will actually be the 29th, I believe. 28th. Is that a Friday?
I'm not sure, but I know the beginning of 29th is his date.
Okay. So the 28th is his last working day. Council is meeting tomorrow night to interview police chiefs. We have 3 sergeants in our department who have applied. We're going to be interviewing them tomorrow evening. And I've asked council to make a relatively speedy decision, not hasty, but not too long in their deliberations, so that we can continue the civil service process and appoint a new police chief before Chief Harbin leaves town. We'd like to have a nice transition, and we would anticipate, if everything goes well, we would anticipate doing that 2 weeks from tonight on the 24th of June. And that's all that I have. So that brings us up to the fire department report. Mr. Todd, anything this evening?
No, I don't. I'll have to give you 2 months next meeting. I rely on the county to give us that way to proceed this one, so I apologize.
Okay, thank you. One of the things, just a heads up for you, one of the things that kept us in caucus room tonight was quite a deliberation over the EMS lease with the fire department. So we'll be talking more this week about that. Junior council report. Anything from junior council? That's it. And then the mayor.
Thank you, Mr. President. For the month of May, we had criminal arrests numbering 37, traffic citations 34, parking tickets 134, complaints and self-initiated activity 1,016. On May 26th, we had what I thought was something interesting in our borough. Sergeant Lint, on a routine patrol, came across an individual who was spray painting the supports of the overpass. In other words, he was tagging it. With good police work, Sergeant Lint quickly apprehended the individual, and this was happening near Arch Street. The thing that I found extremely interesting about this case is this individual doesn't live anywhere near here. This individual is from Michigan, was staying at the extended stay, was here for some other reason, was not a teenager either, so he was in his mid-20s, and he just decided that he was going to tag something in our community. Find it very disheartening that it can be so distant from us and someone could just come into our community and tag and leave, I guess you could say. But I will commend Sergeant Lint for his quick action in this, with this individual. So the good news is that we did apprehend him, and of course he's due his day in court, and we'll see how it all plays out. Once again, we will be having our Bowling for Books program in the summer, so any child can stop and see a police officer, tell him about a book that he has read in the summer, and our police officer will give him a pass for free bowling. The passes are good for 3 games, some passes are even good for 5 games. So all summer long, our officers will be carrying these passes on them, so anytime, and our officers are out in the community quite often, so anytime you see an officer, stop up, tell him the book that you read, and he'll be more than happy to give you a pass for bowling. We want to encourage the reading in the summer. Just support our schools, because our schools do an excellent job encouraging the same. Same with our library with their programs. Dog owners. Want to remind all our dog owners, we've had a few incidents already this year. Dogs are required to be on a leash. We've had an incident where a dog owner was walking their dog on a leash, and another dog who was not on a leash and attacked the dog owner's dog. So we've had 2 of those incidents already, and both incidents the dog survived, but the dog had multiple wounds and mega bills. So please remember, we do have a leash law in this community. You do need to walk the dogs on a leash. Our police department also offers vacation checks. We do this year-round. We get the most requests for that in the summer. All you need to do is call down to the police department and tell them when you'll be on vacation, and our officers will drive by and check your home while you're away. Our speed trailer is down right now, so people have been requesting the speed trailer at different points. It is not working properly. We are currently looking at a more mobile, smaller speed recognition system, so that people that we'll be able to use more conveniently throughout the borough. And we have not yet secured that, though.
Yeah, not to interrupt you, Mr. But I brought that to Councilman Catina's, the price on that. And, he said the budget's kind of tight, but we will definitely, if we're unable to do it by the end of this year, we'll make sure that it's in the budget for next year.
Right, and we knew that the budgets would be tight. We're actually, we're looking at drug seizure money. Might be a good opportunity to use, and that's what I was thinking, is that we would just use the drug seizure money.
Well, I guess the money that was already allocated in, we were looking at using that for cameras, but we can have a discussion.
Okay, we'll talk about it. This weekend, on Saturday, Roslyn Road will be closed from 9 to 10 a.m. They're having, Roslyn Farms is having a race. It's called the Thrill in the Hill. It's a 1-mile race, and all proceeds will benefit the food bank at St. Elizabeth Van Seton. So anybody who's interested in there, you can jump on the website and look for Thrill in the Hill race and help support the food bank at the same time. We will be restarting our flag ceremonies this coming Saturday. We have currently, if you've noticed when you leave here today, you'll see a flag flying at our borough building, and that flag is the flag of Thomas Story Jester. He was a young man who was serving his country in the Vietnam conflict, and he was killed in action, and his family has asked us to fly his flag, and we will lower the flag on the 15th and present it back to them with a very nice ceremony in honor of his service. Just an ordinary individual who did something extraordinary for his country. So that is open to the public. Starts at 10 a.m. All are welcome. He also, for his heroic action, he did receive a Bronze Star too for his heroic action. He's quite an individual. Want to remind everybody that the Boys and Girls Club, I think it was last month, we honored Lou Trombetta, who left, but now we have a new program director there, Juan Perez. This is an exciting man who I think will pick up where Lou left off and keep moving the Boys and Girls Club in the right direction. He also asked me to provide a proclamation for Olympics Day on June 25th in Carnegie, and I did that at the last meeting, and I just want to let everybody know that June 25th here in the Borough of Carnegie will be Olympics Day. And that is because they're involved, the Boys and Girls Club is involved in a program where they have a Olympics at the Boys and Girls Club, and it'll coincide with a national event, and the event coordinator nationally asked that the borough or the city that sponsors the Boys and Girls Club have a proclamation for them, so that was done. I want to congratulate Pastor Elaru Davis on her 7th pastoral anniversary. I was fortunate enough to be invited to the event this past Saturday. We have a couple members of the congregation here. It was an absolutely fabulous event. In case you don't know about the Second Baptist Church, they've been serving this community for almost 126 years. That's older than what this community has been in existence. And they have never been stronger under the leadership of Pastor Elaru Davis. And we gave her a proclamation that day, and she's just a wonderful, strong, caring leader that we are happy to have in our community. So we thank the people from Second Baptist and Pastor Davis for all their work. At the schools, we had an absolutely wonderful cultural fair and assembly, and at Carnegie Elementary, and I would like to thank all the people who participated in that, the Hibernians and Rich O'Malley. I would like to thank the Kiev dancers, the Kiev dance troupe, the Ukrainian dancers, the Indian Cultural Center sent young students to do a cultural dance for the kids. Dick Conley, and they brought a accordion and did some polka music for the kids. The Filipino American Association of Pittsburgh did a fantastic job with a nice dance. Mary Farrow did some nice Italian music and songs. And then we had All Nations Dance there that did just a fabulous, some fabulous dancing with some African dances and some dances from other nations. So it was a great day. It was a great day for Carnegie to celebrate their cultural differences and appreciate it. So we thank all those who gave their time to do this. And lastly, I want to thank the Carnegie Elks. The Carnegie Elks, and a lot of you might not realize that the Elks is still very strong and very active in our community. Every year they give certain organizations grants. This year they gave 7 of them. This year, they give the grants. They had a special event this last Saturday at the Boys and Girls Club where they provided free books to the children at the Boys and Girls Club. So they provided summer reading for the children, also some activities, learning activities. They presented it with like some math cards and different things of that nature. So it was a great day, and we appreciate the Carnegie Elks for staying active and still honoring our community. Thank you very much, Mr. President. That's basically all I have.
Thank you, Mayor. Is where did the Elks Club, do they still have a meeting hall then?
Yes, it's on, is it the Polish White Eagle? I don't know. So the one on First Avenue.
Polish White Eagles.
Yeah, Polish White Avenue. Yeah. I know we have what? There's the Eagles Club, and then there's the Polish White Eagles.
Yes. Yeah, the Eagles is on Friday night, Polish White Eagles is on.
Where's the Falcons?
Glendale.
Yeah,
Scott Township. Don't fly that way.
At this time, the floor is open for anyone who would like to make comments. If you'd like to speak, please come up to the podium. Give us your name and your street address so we know where you live. And you're welcome to speak your mind at this time. Anyone?
Good evening, everyone. My name is Joanne Letcher. I'm with the Carnegie Community Development Corporation. Just a reminder, this Friday, follow the snail. That's right. And Carnegie Coffee Company said they're going to be open this Friday. So just want everybody to follow the snail. Anybody that has a snail in their window, go in. They will give you the flyer with the map of Carnegie with all participating businesses. They will stamp your little flyer August 9th. Throw your flyer in a bin that we'll have somewhere, and the prizes keep piling up, from a $50 Appalicious gift certificate and on and on. So lots of fun, lots of music. If you have any questions, go to my website, carnegiepa.net, and that gives more details. And I will probably send out a final email this week with all the entertainment, because we are getting a lot of last minute entertainment. We have street musicians, fire eaters, all that kind of stuff. So thank you. Hope you all
Where does it
attend.
start and what time?
Well, it starts at 5, ends at 8, but at 8 o'clock, Off the Wall Theater's having music. At 9 o'clock,
What place does it start at 5?
anywhere you
Wherever you
see.
want
Oh, you can start anywhere. I thought
Yeah.
you started at one spot and kept
Oh, no. You follow, any business that has the snail, you enter there, you can start and finish wherever you want. That's why we did it for 4 months this summer, because we know, I did it myself one day, just walked it. It took an hour and a half without even going into most places. So that's why we're giving everybody 4 crawls this summer. The next one will be July 12th, and the final one's August 9th. So that'll give you the opportunity to hit pretty much every business. Thank you, and have
Hopefully
fun.
better weather this time.
Yes,
Sunscreen, not umbrellas. Yeah.
that's right.
If anybody remembers last month, there was a horrific storm that came through about 1 hour literally before the start of the crawls. Friday afternoon, blew trees over. It was a terrible storm, and really put a damper on the event. But a lot of people still went out and walked it. I was out, the mayor was out, a lot of folks were out.
I was on
And it was okay, just needed an umbrella. And hopefully this week, good weather.
Julianne, I was laughing when Pat said before, Carnegie Community Development Corporation Wayfinding Committee, that's a mouthful. I was going to say, you should try to get it on a little card with your name in it. It's like, forget it.
Anyone else, public comments?
Take a minute. Take your time.
Deborah Wagner, Beechwood Avenue, and I'm going to talk about the parking situation up there when there are things at the library. I understand there's a bus that's supposed to take people up. This weekend, I worked all weekend, so I take the bus, get off the busway, and I just happen to have to walk on both times. The cars are parked 4 tires on the sidewalk. You can't walk up the hill to Beechwood Avenue. And I thought it was kind of ironic that the big truck was parked right in front of the no parking sign. Both sides of it were totally filled with cars. I understand there were a lot of people, but there has to be something done about that, because I'm not walking so well right now.
You say going up the hill?
Going up
They were
the hill.
parked four tires on the
I have a
sidewalk.
picture of myself, unfortunately, myself and I got out of charge now.
what I will say is that, because you're not the first person that's complained about this. We've had complaints on Library Avenue. I've actually had several meetings with each of the theater groups up there. Now, this last weekend, I don't think it was one of the original theater groups up there, was it?
I have a feeling it was some kind of children's dance.
Right.
And I saw little tutus.
And see, with the original theater groups, we have an understanding, and this is what we worked out with the original theater groups, is A, if they park illegally anywhere, the residents up there are gonna call, they're gonna get tagged. We're not even gonna warn, they're gonna get tagged. So that is the understanding, number one. Number two is, they're to have a volunteer out front in a vest, telling people that there is parking down in the town with a bus, and that's probably your best place to park. So they're supposed to be a volunteer. But when these smaller organizations come up, like the children's organizations, they may only have one event a year or maybe even two. They're not following the same protocol. So what I'll do is, with Lynn Cochran, I will find out who had the event last week. Because I saw the bus down here, but I didn't even know that there was an event up there. I don't know if anybody else knew
I
this.
saw the bus as well, but I don't know what the event was.
Right, and
And I had to walk up the middle of the street and my car's
Right.
running.
Joanne?
Up, probably, so I can't jump out of the way too.
Carnegie Performing Arts Ballet performance, I think. Carnegie
Yeah, they
Performing
say.
Arts, yeah. Monica Ryan.
they're a frequent user there, so we'll make sure that they're following the protocol. But on the other thing is that, which they should be alerting all their patrons to, is that if they park illegally up there, they're going to get tagged. The other issue we have is sometimes the people who are in the play, and when you have a big play, will park on the street because they want to let the patrons park in the parking lot, and then that takes up a spot even longer.
I know, we all know up there we can't go grocery shopping on weekends
Right.
during play season. But some of them are kind of blatant, like there are cars parked right in front of the fire hydrant. And
Right.
you know what, that thing in front of the sign that said no parking, and it wasn't just one vehicle, there was one sidewalk, there were several. Now, when I was walking home, I passed two police officers in front of what's going to be the medicine shop. I didn't know until I got up there, but I mean, it seems like they should be up there instead of down at the bottom of the hill. Because if somebody had a fire, they wouldn't be able to get to the fire hydrant. And the fire truck would have probably run the wrong way up the hill.
And it's a very serious issue, you're right. So what I will do is sit down with Lynn Cochran, runs the place up there, so she's the head of the theater. I will talk with her, and then we will relay that to the Carnegie Performing Arts, that they need to follow protocol, and the next time this happens, our officers will be looking for violators to tag them.
One is curious, though, do they have, the bus that takes them up there? I thought maybe the parking lot down below was full, and I'm not sure, I didn't.
It was full, the parking lot down below, it
Two
absolutely was.
events, there were a couple of events Saturday night that was especially problematic.
Because I thought it looked like a lot of traffic for a Saturday when I was walking. Okay, that's.
One other thing, everyone knows I'm a big proponent of our police officers, they do great jobs. I was coming down there one day last week, and they frown upon my being on the street and say to me, get on the sidewalk. And there was a car, and it did have all four wheels, and the woman was just getting out of it. It wasn't like it was even, they're abandoned or that she had to come back to it. And I said to her, plus, I can't get down off the curb without a curb cut, let alone get back up on. It's not like I can just get down, go around the car and get back up on the sidewalk. And I said to her, excuse me, ma'am, but I can't get through there. Now I'm really stuck because I'd have to turn around and go back down. And she just glared at me. And someone else was walking, and they literally got on and they said, she can't get off of there, she can't be out in the street. They said, you're gonna have to move. And she just glared at the two of us. And I said, look, we can do this real easy. You can move your car, or we can do this real hard. I can have the police here in 5 minutes. And she kind of huffed and puffed and moved because I think she knew I meant it, and I did. So if it happens again, that's what my boys in blue are there for, and they're there to protect you. The dedication, trust me. So just call them.
And just so you know,
I'm sorry, no.
No. And so, to get a hold of police for any situation, it is 911. And I know some people say, well, I don't want to call 911 because of it's a parking situation. That's just the way it's set up nowadays. No matter what the situation is, it all goes through 911. So,
And it'll say non-emergency,
Right.
you know what I mean?
Well-
So you can tell them this is a non-emergency.
they'll know how to handle it. You don't, yeah, you can just,
But
you just
do
say there's a parking situation that needs to be addressed. I need Carnegie Police to, and 911 knows how to handle that properly.
Because literally, you could get hit by a car.
And the police,
We don't want that.
I think they're great in Carnegie.
They
but
are
like,
great.
if you walk down that street, they tell you to get on the sidewalk. So I was waiting for one to come by and tell me to get on the sidewalk, and I was gonna
And
say, how
especially
am I
that hill, they
supposed to
come
do
around
that?
those corners really quick.
The
I'm
parking
sitting there.
situation in front of your house, how would you feel about permit parking?
There's a meeting here, we know we're discussing it before. I'm not a proponent of permanent parking. And sometimes I have a relative that comes to visit, and I don't know what I have to say, you have to go park down the hill and walk up.
You wouldn't. Green Tree Borough has it. What you would do is, even if they were staying overnight, you would call 911 and you'd say, I have a visitor at my house staying overnight, and you would give them the plate number, and then that would be fine.
In Dormont, they give the property owner an extra pass for
Visitor,
Right.
yeah, visitor pass.
Visitor pass.
So there's ways around that, absolutely.
Really, it's not a big problem, it's just when they have.
You
And I
live
don't
in the
want
block
to
immediately
discourage-
near the library, or you
I'm
in
in
the
the
block right
block
by the library?
right by the library, the first block, so. yeah.
Because there were a few other people that were complaining.
I'm sure, I heard my neighbors talking about it too, but one had a park block 3 or 4 blocks down.
So I'm hearing it from one end of Beechwood Avenue at the towers, and I'm hearing it from the other end of Beechwood Avenue at the library.
I'm trying to pay attention to that sign at the bottom of the hill to know when there's gonna be something there, so I know when not to move my car. But sometimes you have to go shopping on the weekends, you can't help it. So, and I'm not complaining about that, we just unloaded, hopefully they won't complain, stop the car in the middle of the street, unload everything, then go find someplace else to park, and then take the stuff in the house. But it's just having to walk up that street like that, and then this car's 4 tires on the sidewalk, and then seeing the fire hydrant, both sides on the corner. There was a car in front of both sides of it, and I thought they should tag at least for the fire hydrant, but not
Absolutely.
for parking in front of a no parking sign.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Any other comments? Then, good and welfare, we'll start with Councilman Covey.
Thank you, Mr. President. First of all, I did want to say the Carnegie Coffee Company, they did have a private little preview Saturday night, and I was honored to be invited. And they are going to be open, as Joanne said, for the crawl Friday night. But then I think the 22nd was mentioned to me that they will be open, for pure business. And the coffee company's pretty much in there. The medicine shop's taking a little longer, but it's really something. The space is beautiful, and I really think it's going to be a really cool place to go. I like it because obviously it's handicap accessible, and acceptable. And they have little tables and chairs, but they also have nice big cushy chairs and little sofas and tables, and they have a whole wall with bookcases with books. People are donating books, so you can go sit and read a book or a magazine and have your coffee, and it's just going to be a really nice little place. I hope they do well. I hope everyone gets down to see them. The other thing is the fire department is still having their penny drive. Feel free to get a little jar and start your own pennies, or if you want to keep them and bring them every month to me, I'll take them. But the fire department's having their penny drive. And lastly, I'm sure Sue will elaborate on this more. Pitcher Park is hoping to break ground July the 1st. And we're still going to be doing some fundraisers. And once again, we'll be selling the lottery calendar, where for the whole month, you have a number, and it's $300 a night?
And 300 a night, 500 on Sundays,
Yeah.
and 1,000 the last night.
The last night. And we all have tickets, the mayor, Sue and I. And don't forget that the dog park is open. When the mayor was talking about, we do a release law, we do. But my dog's been up to the dog park, and he seems to enjoy it from what he tells me. But he could be lying to me, I don't know. But anyway, that's about it. So I hope everyone stays well, and Lord, as my grandmother used to say, Lord willing and the creek don't rise, I'll see you next month. So Have a good month.
Thank you. Councilman Beers?
Nothing this evening.
Thank you. Councilwoman Demko?
Just to piggyback on what Carol was saying about the skate park, we are also getting ready to start making plans for the haunted trail again. And anybody that didn't get there last year definitely has to get there this year, because it was really something.
And this year will be bigger and better.
Yes. And
Actually,
also, we even have.
There were a few people that were on the trail that never came back. That's the problem.
That one little kid was a bad kid, though. Nobody seemed to notice they were missing for days.
And, but anyway, we are this year getting companies to sponsor a terror station. So if anybody was there last year, you could see all the different pieces, you know, of all the scary things. But this year, any company that wants to sponsor one of the terror stations will get a plaque or a brick on the memorial wall up there. So.
And lots of good food to eat those nights.
Yes, and the and any company that wants to do that, they can even have their employees come up with the, you know, the scary theme for that, or, you know, that station too, or will do it. That's all. That's all I have.
Thank you. Councilman Katina?
And Sue, I saw in the paper that Dormont settled with Mary, so
Yes.
actually.
Well, we weren't allowed to talk about that, but they're talking about it all through the papers, so I guess.
Oh, you're not bound by it.
Well, everybody was supposed to be bound by that was involved with it, but it's been all over the paper, so yes, I guess we can say that. Dormont settled, and they even gave back the tennis nets and poles that Pitcher Park donated and put up there before, when they were gonna put the park in there. So they even have that back, so we're gonna have new tennis nets and poles in our park, thanks to Pitcher Park.
We need them
Thanks,
to.
Pat, for reminding me.
Welcome. And the other thing I had, Mr. President, is late last week, in case you didn't see it in the paper, Roslyn Farms did in fact lose their suit to leave the Carlington School District. The State Secretary of Education obviously ruled against it, so they'll be with Carlington for the foreseeable future. Thank you, Mr. President.
Councilman Sarsfield?
Joanne spoke about it, you know, as long with you and your wife and the mayor, me and my wife and Kate and Bob, we made the most of it, you know, and we, you know, ran from place to place and, you know, tried to get them all in, and then we wrapped up at Off the Wall Theater, enjoyed another wonderful, wonderful play. It's just so great having them here. I mean, it's so great having all the businesses that were here, but I really love live theater. I love going to the library for it, and I love going there. And just really, if you've never experienced it, really, it's something to see. But yeah, I think the weather is going to be much better this Friday, so I'm excited to get out there and do the walk again, so, or the crawl. Right.
Steve, do you have anything, announcements that you need to make this evening?
Well, first I just want to thank council as far as my interim borough manager role at the moment. I just plan to keep on doing the job I've been doing so far. And we'll just keep working towards the regular borough manager position. And also, I would just like to say that on July 3rd, Carnegie Park will be holding their annual fireworks display for Independence Day. So just to mark your calendars, and once again, thank you all again.
Thank you.
Yeah, let me add happy 4th of July to you, because that's right, we won't meet before that. Well, actually, we will.
Workshop, yeah.
That's right, we'll be, well, no, plus our special meetings.
If there's nothing else, then could I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Meeting is adjourned. I was thinking that was the week before.
I'm sorry.
I sure appreciate it. This is good. All right, thank you very much.
I thought.